Last year it was LSU winning 107-100. Who knows what's going to happen this year? Both these teams like to shoot and hit shots. LSU trying to go inside, and Reagan Beers making her presence felt right away. Elias Chavez into the corner. It's like we drew that up, Drea.
Yeah, Kim Mulkey is going to be very frustrated with the early transition defense for LSU.
Here's Michaela Williams trying to shake off Sahara Williams. Those two have been teammates on the USA basketball scene before. Jada Richard elevating at the free throw line. Amaya Joyner with the rebound. Over to Grace Knox, and a foul called. It's going to be the first against Elias Chavez, who's one of the top freshmen in the nation. Well, Drea, we talked to Kim Mulkey before this one, and she said when you're on the road in the SEC, you have to have the mindset that you start the game down 10-0.
And she would love that effort from Amaya Joyner on the offensive glass. Both coaches emphasize the importance of rebounding in this matchup.
Watching this LSU team against Texas, what did you learn about LSU?
That this team, one, can have a level of toughness. When you watch this LSU team against Vanderbilt, against Kentucky, they were so disappointed in their inability to play with toughness and discipline defensively. And I thought LSU against Texas, they were locked in on the defensive end, and that helped them flow into their offense. But the toughness stood out to me.
Now, toughness is a word that Kim Mulkey has been looking from her team for a while, and she found it. There's some toughness as Flau'jae Johnson swipes it from Zaya Van. Flau'jae, their leading scorer, number 4 in purple. A spin, but can't get around. Sahara Williams back the other way for Oklahoma. They love to play with pace. Peyton Verhulst from deep. Oklahoma's looking to bounce back. They have dropped 2 tough games. What's got to change for the Sooners today?
Well, their offense. Offensively, they haven't had a flow in these 2 recent losses. They weren't playing with a flow offensively and poor spacing. What do we see here? The third three-pointer. That is already better spacing to start the game for Oklahoma on offense.
You want offense? We got offense. Michaela Williams trying to work on the block. Man, Sahara Williams is playing some solid defense. LSU is going to get the O board. And that's going to be a foul on Zaya Van.
This Oklahoma Sooners team will test your transition defense because players are so used to sprinting back into the paint. You can't sprint to the paint against Oklahoma. You have to stay wide because of their ability to knock down threes. They're only making 7 threes a game so far this season, but Oklahoma has been known as a three-point shooting team, and that's what Jenny Bronchick wants.
There's a traveling violation called on Amaya Joyner. 7 threes a game, Dre. They've already made 3.
Yeah, exactly, and that's what we talked to Jenny Bronchick, and she said that she feels like her team has had terrible spacing offensively.
Reagan Beers was by herself for a second down low. They can hit him outside. She can hit him inside. Richard stepping around. Chavez gets the swish.
It's a nice read by Jada Richard. She is the engine to this LSU team.
Back-to-back possessions. Oklahoma goes inside to Reagan Beers. She is a problem for opponents.
And she's especially a problem when she gets a deep steal. 2 feet in the paint, it is game over. She was 8 of 8 from the field against LSU last season.
Grace Knox trying to go over the defense. Sahara Williams has to kick it back out to Verhulst. First time they've missed a 3. Verhulst not giving up on the play, missed the layup.
LSU caught a break on that one. If you're on the LSU side, you have to wake up. LSU looks like they're starting this game. You said start the game like they're 10 points down. They've started the game like they have a 10-point lead. They need more intensity.
Short corner shot from Flau'jae Johnson. LSU now 1 for 7 to start this game. Ginny Baranchuk, you look at how her team stacks up, and man, they are tops of the nation in so many categories. This would be the best offensive team in Oklahoma history. They average 90.8 points per game.
They have so many weapons. We talked about Chavez and Beers to start the game, but Peyton Verhulst, also someone that can score, only averaging 10 points a game this season. Last year against LSU, put up 26.
I think everybody had about 20 points in that game. It was 107-100. First time in an SEC game, both teams scored 100 points. Richard now setting it up on the wing for LSU. Steps back into the three, holds the follow through.
Jada Richard is tough. I watched LSU practice here in this arena yesterday. She barely missed a shot. She is an excellent shooter.
I feel like I forget she's just a sophomore.
Coach Mulkey said Jada Richard worked extremely hard to earn this starting spot and learn how to run this team in the offseason. Even there, comes down the court, Zakiya Johnson with the steal. She gets the ball right to Johnson on the inside, and then here's that three-point shot. It's the way she drops her shoulder that makes Peyton Verhulst stop for just a second. Jada Richard drops her shoulder like she's going to drive and then pulled back into that three-point shot. She just has a smooth and cleanness about her game.
She was the only freshman on the LSU roster last year. This is Zakiya Johnson at the free throw line. She was fouled by Brooklyn Stewart.
Zakiya Johnson is another player that I've enjoyed watching this season, just a workhorse. Came to LSU to originally play the 3, but Kim Mulkey didn't think she could find minutes for Zakiya Johnson, so she moved her to the 4, and Zakiya Johnson has handled it really well.
Oklahoma started out hot, but recently they've missed their last 4 shots, and that's going to be a turnover as Aaliyah Chavez steps out of bounds.
And with Reagan Beers being on the bench now, something that LSU emphasized in practice yesterday, as soon as Reagan Beers goes to the bench, LSU needs to hunt the rim and hunt the paint for layups.
Hey, Mylasia Fulwiley's in the game. Always got to keep an eye on her, number 23 in purple.
Mylasia Fulwiley is one of those players that can certainly find her way into the paint, and when she does, she has to think score.
Chavez lets it fly. That's a tough shot. Here goes Fulwiley. Is she thinking score? She's got to hang on to the basketball. Michaela Williams sidestepping the 3, and she'll be fouled by Keziah Lofton. After that hot start, they led by as many as 9 already in this game, but since then 0 for 5. That's allowed LSU to go on a 6-0 run, make it a 7-0 run as Michaela Williams is at the free throw line, hits the first.
LSU is a team that's dangerous in transition as well, so they started to get stops on the defensive end and then could flow into their offense, and that's how they got back in this game.
Yeah, both of these teams don't mind playing with pace, right?
At all. No, both teams, they want to play fast and get the first available good shot.
Oklahoma first in the nation when it comes to pace of play. And a little pressure coming from LSU.
Well, the pressure first happened when Sahara Williams tripped. That was the first pressure.
The unintentional pressure.
She got back up with a smile. It's one thing I like about Sahara Williams, though. When she plays with joy and enthusiasm, it spreads to her teammates.
Kaya Smith off the mark on her shot. Up ahead to Fulwiley. Richard. No. Lofton hits Verhulst in transition. She's already hit 1 3 from there today. Richard brings it all the way through over to Williams.
And this is where Michaela Williams is dangerous, coming off of ball screens.
And Fulwiley stepped out of bounds as she caught the basketball. Mylasia Fulwiley, the transfer from South Carolina, where she won a national championship. And Kim Mulkey told us she's got a long leash. She's an experienced player. They want her to go out and be herself.
Yeah, we talked to Kim Mulkey, and the reason why she said that leash is long, she said Mylasia is a third-year SEC player. She's a national champion, and she has the offensive tools that can help you get leads, stretch leads. So when she makes mistakes, Mulkey wants her to play through those mistakes.
Right now she's guarding the ball on Zaya Van. Reagan Beers back on the floor for Oklahoma with that 1 foul. 8 seconds, they skip it across to Smith. Beers has got to go. Sahara Williams had to turn around and take that shot. A second chance. Williams for 3. 4 3-pointers for Oklahoma.
And that 3 came from an offensive rebound. It was a great defense from LSU, but they couldn't finish the possession. Sahara Williams already having a bounce-back game from the Kentucky loss.
Sahara Williams came into this game with 8 threes on the season, and she's hit 2.
And she came into this game against Kentucky. She was 1 of 7 from the field. She's already knocked down a couple of shots. Zaya Van there just gets into the paint slightly. The little pitch back to Sahara Williams. She steps in and knocks it down. The ability to flush a game that didn't go your way and turn the page, it is so impressive to me.
Beers taking the long ball. Kate Koval with the rebound. Oh man, Malaysia Fulwiley will set things up. She came to LSU to learn the point guard position. Richard. Short off the iron into the hands of Smith.
That's a nice job by Richard at coming off the screen, but she double clutched on her shot. That's why it was short.
Smith just short, and there's a foul away from the ball. This is going to be LSU basketball. Kate Koval found herself up on the ground. And that's the second on Reagan Beers. I mean, how big is that, Drea?
It's huge. I mean, we saw earlier, as soon as Reagan Beers went to the bench, what happened? A Malaysia Fulwiley layup. LSU is hunting the paint. It looks to me like Kate Koval just got tripped up. Feet got caught together.
Look, Reagan Beers has been so tough for Oklahoma, but she can't be tough when she's on the bench. That's a problem.
It is absolutely a problem, and it's something that Jenny Baranczyk talked about in last season's matchup. She felt like Reagan Beers got into foul trouble, couldn't stay on the floor, couldn't get into a flow. And it was one of the first things Coach Baranczyk told us today when we talked to her about Reagan Beers. She said she needs to stay on the floor.
Koval gets 1 of 2, the transfer from Notre Dame. Flage gets the pick in transition, back up ahead to Fulwiley. How about the move from Kate Koval?
And that's one of the differences without having Reagan Beers on the floor. Brooklyn Stewart, number 21 in white, she is a freshman. LSU will look to attack her on the inside.
It's an LSU team that averages 54 points in the paint per game. They've got the upper hand right now. Flage, the extra hold on the follow through, and a little flex.
Look at Malaysia Fulwiley, the effort in denying Chavez so she doesn't get the ball.
Look at that defense. Fulwiley full go.
Talked to Malaysia yesterday at practice, and she said that she thinks her defense is better this season because she's in better shape. The conditioning level, she said mentally and physically, she feels like she is in much better shape.
Eric and Debbie, thank you. What a game. Louisville extending its win streak to 11 in a row. We're here in Norman, Oklahoma. Courtney Lyle and Andrea Carter with you. The top 2 scoring offenses in the nation in front of a sold-out crowd. Right now, LSU is on an 18-3 run.
Reagan Beers already with 2 fouls in the first quarter, had to go to the bench, and LSU has been able to go on a run. They're getting stops on the defensive end, and they are attacking on offense.
It was Oklahoma who came out hot. They started 3 for 3 from behind the arc. They've already hit 4 3-pointers in this game, but have struggled missing their last 5 shots as of late. Malaysia Fulwiley setting up the offense for LSU, number 23 in purple. 9 seconds for Flage Johnson. She's their leading scorer. Can't hit at the free throw line. This is going to stay with the Tigers. Well, it was a week ago today, Drea, that LSU pulled off one of the biggest wins of the season. They took down Texas. That was the first time Texas had lost a game, and you heard the word toughness mentioned after that one.
LSU finally showed some toughness, what Kim Mulkey felt like they didn't have in their losses against Vanderbilt and Kentucky. They showed that they learned those lessons in their matchup against Texas.
Julia Chavez trying to throw one up at the buzzer, and LSU